Brands spend millions of dollars in marketing in the hopes of going viral and eventually earning it back in sales.
Show me the money!
Sometimes companies go too far with their tone-deaf, sometimes totally unnecessary campaigns that they just end up apologizing for their million-dollar blunder. If you still believe there's no such thing as bad publicity, well, think again as we count down these 12 worst marketing fails. What's up, Factmatics? This is Discovery Amuse, serving up your daily dose of the most outrageous, outlandish, and out-of-this-world fun facts. Watch till the end to find out which company absolutely messed up their quote-unquote rebranding. Let's get to it. Number 12, Pepsi. I wouldn't blame brands for capitalizing on the Midas touch of the royal Kardashian-Jenner clan, but in 2017, Pepsi learned the hard way that not everything the famous family touches turns to gold. We all know that the Black Lives Matter movement is such a complicated issue that requires a lot of socio-political discourse. So, reducing the matter to Kendall Jenner offering a cop some soda to make authorities and protesters get along just reeked of insensitivity. Granted, it's not clear in the ad what the attractive-looking demonstrators are protesting. Or is that a pride march minus the pride? But Jenner taking off her wig and joining the crowd just trivializes not just the BLM movement, but the whole essence of protesting itself. Spoiler alert, Pepsi is not the cure for injustice.
And that's on period.
Twitter users had zero chill over the ill-advised ad. Even the daughter of Martin Luther King Jr. took to Twitter to express her disgust. Pepsi quickly pulled the ad one day after its release and apologized for quote-unquote missing the mark. Keep watching because our number one pick will just leave you screaming, why? Number 11, Dove. We all know Dove to be a champion of real beauty and diversity. To be fair, they've had some successful campaigns that empower women of all shapes, colors, and sizes. That's why when this Facebook ad popped up in our news feeds in 2017, people scratched their heads in utter confusion. The 3-second body wash advert shows a black woman transitioning into a white woman and then changing into an Asian woman, presumably after using the product? Whoa, did we just time travel back to the Jim Crow era when soap ads depicted black people as being dirty? Of course, Dove issued an apology saying they missed the mark in representing women of color. Doesn't quote-unquote missing the mark sound so insincere already?
Yeah, so don't try to act so innocent. You can take that fake apology and shove it right up your hairy...
Number 10, Snapchat.
She grabs my nuts. And when she do that, I bite her arm, I think, as I'm driving, because I'm still trying to drive. And it's just like a petty, stupid fight.
Who could ever forget the controversy that hounded then power couple Rihanna and Chris Brown when Brown allegedly left the Umbrella singer all bruised and bleeding based on the viral photos? It further shed light on the issue of domestic violence that a lot of women suffer in silence, so it's certainly no laughing matter.
What's so funny?
But apparently Snapchat didn't get the memo. Either that or the final approvers were sleeping on the job, because even though this advert for the app's new game was released almost 10 years after the domestic assault incident, it will never be okay to make fun of someone else's tragic past. And although the company immediately issued a statement apologizing for the oversight, Rihanna wasn't having any of it. Number 9, PlayStation. The creatives behind this banned 2014 PS Vita commercial probably thought they were copywriting geniuses for crafting such a clever advert, but they just proved to be lazy writers who still subscribe to the same tired strategy of selling sex.
How many times did you do it yesterday? Are you afraid you're doing it too often? In your bedroom under the blankets? Or perhaps you prefer the kitchen or on the toilet? You don't even need to stop. And if you want to, you could even join me.
First off, the advert clearly targets the male and apparently sexually deprived demographic. So, do girls not like playing video games? Second, it wasn't even the least bit funny, and sexy doctors are best left as dollar store Halloween costumes, don't you think? Number 8, KFC.
This rush is mine, mother X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own.
Enjoying finger-licking good chicken is one thing, but seeing a bust-a-moving live chicken strutting to a DMX track is a whole other ballgame. The company's chief marketing officer said that the campaign is about them taking a bolder stance at engaging customers. And engage the customers they did, although not in the best way possible. A lot of viewers called the advert quite simply disgusting. And it almost made them not want to eat chicken altogether, because who wants to kill a cute, fat little fowl like this just to satisfy your dinner cravings, right?
I can't do this.
Number 7, Ford. There's nothing particularly wrong about poking fun at celebrities to generate buzz for your brand. Just like this 2013 Ford India ad that shows Paris Hilton capturing her reality TV competitors, the Kardashians, with the tagline, "Leave your worries behind." Because, you know, the trunk is so spacious you can dump all your skeletons in there. But while this one is certainly tongue-in-cheek, the other version of the poster showing disgraced Italian PM Silvio Berlusconi is just downright tasteless, especially when the whole world knows of the Prime Minister's sexual scandals, including allegedly paying for sex with a minor. It didn't help the brand that at the time India was also rocked by several gang rape cases. Even though the ads were never run on paid media, meaning no one was supposed to see them, the leaked spot still forced Ford to issue an apology. Number 6, Starbucks. In January of 2018, instead of perking people up, Starbucks had a lot of people all dazed and confused when they introduced their blonde espresso. Was it decaf? Did it have hints of caramel or something? It was clearly an attempt to appeal to so-called coffee snobs, but true blue coffee connoisseurs know that blonde refers to a lighter roast that brings out the natural flavor of coffee beans, not simply lighter-bodied and mellow as the company claims. So it didn't come as a surprise that the average venti-loving coffee drinker couldn't quite distinguish the difference from Starbucks' signature espresso, despite all the marketing efforts.
Large black coffee.
A what?
Large black coffee.
Do you mean a venti?
No, I mean a large.
He means a venti. Yeah, the biggest one you got.
Venti is large.
No, venti is 20.
Number 5, Bud Light. Up for whatever was Bud Light's marketing battle cry in 2015. They simply wanted to encourage fun and spontaneity while you're out with your friends drinking. Pretty harmless, right? In one of their beer labels, they encourage people to remove no from their vocabulary for the night. It could be interpreted a lot of different ways, but some people saw it as a tone-deaf message that condones predatory rape culture, especially considering that half of sexual assault cases involve alcohol consumption. As expected, Budweiser said they missed the mark and that they would never promote irresponsible behavior. Number 4, Virgin Mobile. We usually see business magnate Richard Branson all free-spirited and jolly, but one of the few times he wasn't happy was when this Virgin Mobile ad was posted on Virgin Mobile's homepage. For the uninitiated, chloroform is the most common substance used by assailants to make their victims unconscious. Yup, just like you see in the movies. The advert was meant to be a joke, but clearly no one saw it as funny, including Branson, who made his anger clear as day. Number 3, Fiat. When it comes to advertising, good intentions just aren't enough. As part of Fiat's advertising gimmick in the 90s, they sent out anonymous love letters to 50,000 women in Spain. Addressed personally, these letters showered the recipient with compliments, and then closing with the line, "We met again on the street yesterday, and I noticed how you glanced interestedly in my direction." What woman wouldn't be creeped out by that? Imagine your partner reading that letter and starting an argument. Worse, what if you're actually being stalked? when the company finally unveiled the mystery with a second letter inviting the women to the nearest Fiat seller. Instead of the car store, some of the women drove to the authorities to sue the company. From romance and intrigue to fear and anxiety, that epic marketing fail sure escalated quickly.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Number 2. Lifelock. There's a thin line between brilliance and madness. This next marketing strategy might have been initially regarded as brilliant, but it turned out to be one huge disaster for the CEO himself. The premise of Lifelock is simple. They will protect you from identity theft. So, what better way to prove this claim than for CEO Todd Davis himself to blast his social security number on the internet to challenge the frauds and hackers? And guess what? It worked! Against Lifelock, that is. Davis's identity was fraudulently used 13 times shortly after the ads ran, including a loan taken out in his name. And because their claims were blatantly proven wrong, the Federal Trade Commission filed a suit against them for false advertising. Eventually, Davis resigned as the company's CEO, but you gotta give him credit for that bold move. Before we go to our number 1 pick, do us a solid and make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to choose all so you won't miss out on any of our latest life-changing, boredom-busting content. And of course, be sure to turn on notifications in your app settings. Number 1. CocaCola. A wise man once said, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it." Well, for Coca-Cola back in 1985, fixing what wasn't broken, i.e. their secret formula, was a desperate attempt at crushing their competitor, Pepsi. However, Coke fans weren't pleased with the new Coke, to say the least. It even sparked petitions nationwide to bring back the old Coke. So, not long after, the company brought back their old formula and rebranded it as Coca-Cola Classic. And because Coca-Cola is the kind of brand that's not too proud to poke fun at their own mistakes, the new Coke played quite the cameo role in the 3rd season of the Netflix series Stranger Things, which was set in 1985.
How do you even drink that? Because it's delicious. What?
So, which of these PR nightmares did you think was the most cringe-worthy? Let us know in the comments section below. Take home any of our exclusive gear by browsing our merch shelf or clicking the link in the video description. And while you're at it, take our quiz to find out how you can earn extra cash online doing what you do best. Awesome, right? From marketing fails to product flops, we've got them all covered. So don't miss our list of the 10 worst as seen on TV items. Till then, stay creative, Factnatics, and see you in the next video.